Hello, my name's Anna Kinnane and I am one of the writers of the Australian curriculum, Digital Technologies. I'm excited to be here today to share with you some of the exciting ways that teachers can engage with drone technology to support the teaching and learning of the digital technologies curriculum. So in the Australian curriculum, digital technologies and ICT ensure that our students, or all students in Australia, have the opportunity to not only develop digital literacy, but also to develop the major concepts of the Australian curriculum, digital technologies. In saying that, this particular slide demonstrates the learning areas and subject content that align beautifully should you choose to use drones in your teaching and learning programs. So you will see learning areas such as science, mathematics, English, and of course technology, and the two subjects within that, design technology and digital technology. This particular slide highlights some of the key concepts of the Australian curriculum, digital technologies, and I've just chosen 4 of the ones that align beautifully to the use of drones within the curriculum. So you'll see the algorithm strand, impact, digital systems, and data collection. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time talking about that algorithm concept, because as you may be aware, when your students are interacting with small drones, for example, the parrot drones, you can use a range of different programming software, for example, the Tinker app, which in Year 3-4 in the curriculum, we focus on visual programming languages such as Scratch and Blockly, but the Tinker app can be used to support your students to code their drone and to really, I suppose, develop those very early concepts about sequencing and providing specific explicit instructions. And the beauty of using this type of technology is that our students, if the drone or if their program is not correct, then they're going to see an obvious mini disaster with a drone flying into a wall or doing something that it's not supposed to do. So this also brings in that wonderful engagement component. What I would like to also mention in this next slide is that impact. One of the concepts in the digital technologies curriculum, we focus on impact. That is the impact of our digital solutions on our society and in general on sustainability and future, I suppose, opportunities for the technology to either be used for good or not so good. For example, if we were in our English learning area and we're asking our students to create, I suppose, a persuasive exposition looking at some of the benefits of drone technology in our society, but then some of those, I suppose, considerations about how this technology could be used in a bad way. And I'll give an example, and this is one I know Catherine has used, where drones have been used to drop contraband off into prisons. And of course, the use of drones to capture images where they shouldn't really be capturing images. So all about privacy and all those conversations about the impact of our solutions or our technology on our society. So whilst we are engaging with the technology, we've also got this nice alignment to the English curriculum. The other one, the concept that I think is really important to think about is the data collection. So drones, when we're using them in our learning and teaching programs, can be used to capture images either for HPE lessons, focusing on some of the, I suppose, flight paths and courses we could create for obstacle courses, or it could be used to capture images or footage for small movies that students are creating in the media arts. So as you can see, there is such a range of different ways drones can be used across the curriculum. If you have engaged your students in the Design a Drone competition, you'll see here on these slides a whole range of ways that this particular competition can fit beautifully into the curriculum, because as we know, with all technology, if there's not an authentic purpose, if the students aren't using the technology to develop and consolidate curriculum concepts, then it's really not a worthwhile activity. So these few slides demonstrate how that design a drone competition fits beautifully and can fit beautifully in your teaching and learning programs. Now, this particular slide is just one that demonstrates an alignment to mathematics. And this is a Year 4 example. And as you can see, we're looking at the mathematics strand of measurement and geometry, and a nice alignment with the digital technologies curriculum in that algorithm concept. And here we've got students programming a drone to follow the outline of a specific shape within a set time limit. And we're looking at the mathematics curriculum using simple scales, legends, directions to interpret information contained in basic math. So in all of that, if you are someone who perhaps doesn't really know where to start and you're not quite sure, I strongly suggest that you connect with some of the teachers in Queensland schools who are already doing fantastic things in this space. So this slide shows the contact details for a couple of teachers, and the first one is Vanessa Noonan, who is the head of digital pedagogy and innovation at Sheldon College. At Sheldon, they are doing some wonderful things within their curriculum from prep right through to Year 12, and they are very, very helpful and willing to support you if you would like some information about where to start and what to do. Similarly, Dan Martinez, who is no longer at St Hilda's, but St Hilda's, if you check out their iTunes U course, they have created a fantastic iTunes U course for teachers, and it's called Coding Drones in Primary Education, and you can see that there on this slide. If you jump into that course, it's totally free. Go into iTunes U, search St Hilda's in the education section, and all the information you need, all the resources to get you started, information about the Tinker app, information about the types of drones that you could use can be found within that course. And as I always say, if you're starting to use some new technology and you're not quite confident about the use of the technology or how to get started, I suggest start small, start somewhere, but start where success is most likely. And that might be just with one or two simple little activities that support not only engagement, but your students to develop and consolidate some of those curriculum concepts. And I want to finish with one of the slides that you're about to see now. And this is really about curriculum, but in a different sense. During our learning at home phase, and in Queensland, that was in term 2, when our teachers had to very quickly transition from face-to-face classes to remote learning. We had a principal in a school called Bymount, which is 64 kilometres north of Roma. He had 7 students who were in very remote areas on properties, and he decided the best way to deliver the curriculum to his students was via a USB. And you can see by this slide how the students ran out on this little fellow with his Akubra and captured his USB after it had been delivered via drone. So I think very innovative thinking for that school leader. So hopefully I've given you a little bit of, I suppose, understanding of where you might start if you haven't already done so, but I'm very happy for you to contact me. My contact details are up on the screen now, and please feel free to email me if you have any questions about any of the information or you'd like some more information about drones in our curriculum. Thank you.